The Seed of a Leader. Chapter 1. Introduction to Demis Hassabis and the Nature of Wisdom and Leadership. Demis Hassabis, co-founder and chief executive of deep learning, AI, has long been known for turning curiosity into a force for global change. His journey began as a child who challenged the boundaries of chess, winning a national youth championship, and then racing his way into the world of neuroscience and artificial intelligence. Yet what separates his story from hundreds of other successful innovators is the way he blends deep understanding with a humble, collaborative mindset. His approach to wisdom, seeing knowledge as an evolving web, and to leadership, acting as a catalyst for others to learn and grow, offers a blueprint that can be applied far beyond the labs of London or the boardrooms of tech companies. The first insight that Demis shares in many interviews is that true wisdom is not about having all the answers, but about asking the right questions. He often says that he likes to think of himself as a questioner rather than a final authority, a role that keeps discovery on pace. As a leader, this perspective means he invites teammates to voice doubts and experiment, even if the outcome is failure. The result is a culture of relentless learning. Wisdom is cumulative, and Demis uses that cumulative edge to craft long-term visions. His own vision for artificial general intelligence is tied to human progress, not profit. This commitment to societal benefit informs every decision he makes and, by extension, his leadership style. He demonstrates a balance between ambition and ethical responsibility, a cornerstone of his leadership philosophy. To apply Demis' wisdom, start each day with a single question that pushes your thinking. Ask yourself, what is the simplest assumption that could be wrong in the context of my current project? Pause to evaluate and record your thoughts in a notebook. After that, share the question with a teammate and listen to their perspective. This simple practice opens dialogue, builds trust, and creates a shared sense of ownership, key ingredients of empowered teams. Conclusion: Demis Hassabis teaches us that wisdom begins with curiosity, humility, and a sense of responsibility. His leadership is a partnership, not a proclamation. If you are enjoying this, share and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: how might you shift from a declarative stance to a questioning mind in your own work? The Compass of a Leader. Chapter 2. Key Principles and Strategies Regarding Wisdom and Leadership. Demis has distilled his experience into 5 core principles that form the backbone of his wisdom and leadership. Each principle is rooted in a simple truth that has guided his decision-making and his interactions with others. Principle 1: continuous iteration. In his work with artificial intelligence, he reminds us that models are first drafts. Fail quickly, learn fast, he says, urging teams to test, fail, and iterate. For a leader, this translates to encouraging rapid prototyping, accepting setbacks as learning moments, and celebrating progress, not perfection. Principle 2: empathic listening. Demis frequently points to the fact that many breakthroughs come from listening more than speaking. He keeps open channels of dialogue with scientists from different disciplines, letting their insights shape the research agenda. For you, this means setting aside time each week for one-on-one conversations with colleagues, where you ask purely exploratory questions and truly absorb their answers. Principle 3: cross-disciplinary curiosity. Demis' background in chess, neuroscience, and computer science shows that the most powerful ideas cross borders. A leader's task is to bring together diverse perspectives, data scientists with ethicists, designers with clinicians, and to create spaces where seemingly unrelated fields can collide productively. Principle 4: vision-driven risk. He insists that ambitious projects are necessary, but must be grounded in a clear vision. As a leader, you are responsible for articulating a bold but realistic future that inspires your team and gives them courage to navigate uncertainty. Principle 5: humble stewardship. Despite his successes, Demis consistently stresses that leadership is about service. He leads by example, sharing credit, recognizing contributions, and maintaining an open hand toward learning from anyone. To practice these principles, the next time you confront a problem, write it on a sticky note. Ask a teammate to add a perspective. Then use the notes to build a prototype or a quick experiment. Measure the outcome, celebrate the small wins, and iterate again. If you share the process with your team, you cultivate a climate of curiosity and resilience. Conclusion: Demis Hassabis has shown that wisdom is an iterative process. Leadership is a practice of listening, exploration, vision, and humility. Embracing these 5 ideas can transform any project into a learning journey. If you are enjoying this, like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: which of the 5 principles feels most like a natural fit in your current role, and why? The Bridge of Practice. Chapter 3: How Demis Hassabis applied these wisdom and leadership principles in his life. Demis' career illustrates how the 5 principles translate into real decisions and actions. One vivid example comes from his early days building a self-learning chess engine. Facing hardware limits and sparse chess data, he did not wait for a perfect dataset. Instead, he built a system that could play against itself, learning from millions of games it generated. This experiment embodied continuous iteration, a willingness to fail, and a vision for learning at scale. Another milestone was his decision to move from the academic world of neuroscience at Oxford to the startup arena. Demis recognized that pure science, while critical, would not scale the impact of his ideas. He entered a leadership role in a small company that would evolve into a leading artificial intelligence firm. Here, empathic listening and cross-disciplinary curiosity were key. He recruited talent from physics, biology, and engineering, turning a diverse group into a unified force that tackled complex problems. When he stepped into the role of chief executive, Demis kept the board alive with visionary risk. He famously said that artificial general intelligence was like training a child. You must design and nurture it, but not force it into a preset role. That perspective guided policies that balanced innovation with ethical checks, fostering a culture of humble stewardship. The company's early policy on data privacy illustrates how he turned abstract values into concrete action. These stories show that Demis did not simply theorize about wisdom and leadership, he lived them. Each choice, whether a chess engine or a boardroom, reflected his 5 principles. The result was a rapid growth of a company that is now at the forefront of artificial intelligence, and a reputation as a leader who cares about the broader human narrative. To mirror this in your own journey, pick a high-impact project and apply the same mindsets. Start with a hypothesis, run quick experiments, welcome failure, involve stakeholders from unexpected backgrounds, and frame the ultimate goal with humility and ethical clarity. Conclusion: Demis Hassabis's life is a map of practice, where wisdom and leadership are continuously tested and refined. Learning from his choices offers concrete tactics for you to follow. If you are enjoying this, like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: what is one project you can treat today as a laboratory for these principles? The Garden of Tomorrow. Chapter 4: Practical applications of wisdom and leadership for modern life and personal growth. In our fast-moving world, the timeless lessons from Demis Hassabis remain relevant. He teaches us that wisdom is not a static trait, but a dynamic process, and that leadership means enabling others rather than commanding. The following practices translate this into everyday actions. 1. Schedule a learning round. Every morning, set aside 10 minutes to read about a field unrelated to your work. A new idea may spark a novel solution or simply expand your mind's flexibility. Treat this as an experiment. Track whether the new knowledge benefits you or your projects. 2. Build an aha circle. Invite 5 colleagues, including one from a non-technical role, to discuss a challenge you face. Ask open questions, allow the conversation to wander, and let surface ideas collapse into new insights. This practice mirrors the cross-disciplinary curiosity that underpins many of Demis' breakthroughs. 3. Use the failure calendar. Each week, document one failure, what you learned, and how you changed direction. By turning failure into a routine reflection, you shift the perception of risk into a source of growth, echoing Demis' iterative approach. 4. Practice empathic listening in daily interactions. When a teammate brings up a concern, resist the urge to provide instant solutions. Instead, confirm their feelings, ask clarifying questions, and then offer collaborative solutions. This simple step builds trust and encourages others to communicate openly. 5. Cultivate humility through gratitude. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you learned from others that day. This practice reminds you that knowledge is shared and that your leadership is a partnership, not a solo act. Corporate environments can adopt these practices at scale. Create quarterly innovation labs that intentionally blend teams from product, research, ethics, and design. Host regular, reverse mentoring sessions where undergrads or new hires share fresh perspectives with senior leaders. Align company goals with ethical commitments, making humble stewardship a visible metric. The personal impact is profound. You become less afraid of failure, more open to diverse inputs, and capable of guiding a team that feels heard and valued. Each mindset shift turns everyday decisions into purposeful acts of leadership that ripple outward into greater societal benefit, an aspiration that Demis cherishes. Conclusion: by integrating small, deliberate practices, you can embed the wisdom behind Demis Hassabis into the rhythm of your life and your organization. If you are enjoying this, like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: which one of the 5 practical actions will you commit to starting today, and how will it reshape your mindset? The horizon of insight. Chapter 5, Conclusion and what to improve going forward. To close, we reflect on the lessons that Demis Hassabis offers about wisdom and leadership. The journey spans curiosity, humility, listening, vision, and ethical stewardship. These core ideas are not static ideals, but living practices that require continual attention. Step 1. Keep questioning. Let no idea stand unchallenged. Treat each assumption as a hypothesis needing proof. This habit sharpens your judgment and protects against complacency. Step 2. Listen, not just hear. Conversation is a two-way street. Invest in the voices that might be silenced by dominance or status. By valuing diverse perspectives, you unlock richer solutions and foster a culture where everyone feels accountable and empowered. Step 3. Iterate relentlessly. Failure is not a dead end but a waypoint. Create mechanisms, daily reflections, rapid prototypes, and transparent metrics that make failure visible and learning immediate. Step 4. Maintain humility about the future. Even as you chase far-reaching goals, ground them in ethical considerations. Make decisions that could be justified by a future version of society that respects privacy, equity, and the well-being of all. Step 5. Cultivate a sense of stewardship for the systems you influence. Remember that the power you wield carries responsibility. Lead in a way that elevates others and protects the long-term interests of the communities you serve. Improving these practices requires conscious effort. Set quarterly personal development checkpoints. Gather feedback from peers on how well you embody the principles. Adjust your habits as you discover which practices resonate and which feel forced. An honest self-audit is the cornerstone of continuous growth. As you step forward, remember that wisdom is not an endpoint, and leadership is a journey. Demis Hassabis shows that the key to lasting impact lies not in dominating the conversation, but in opening the floor for others to speak. This open-air policy is your invitation to become a catalyst for collective excellence. If you are enjoying this, like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Conclusion: the path to great wisdom and powerful leadership is paved with questions, listening, experimentation, vision, and humility. Practice these principles, monitor your progress, and stay committed to the future you want to shape. The next time you face a challenge, ask yourself, how can I learn? How can I listen? How can I iterate? How can I be bold yet humble? How can I steward responsibly? Your actions today ripple into the future you hope to see. Reflective question: what single change will you implement tomorrow that brings you one step closer to embodying Demis Hassabis's wisdom and leadership?